Tight day between Group 1's top two. It's a mouth-watering contest at the Cloudfm County Ground, where the top two sides in Group 1 go head-to-head, battling for supremacy before the LV County Championship's June hiatus. Both have hopes on finishing the season with silverware. Defeat here could be deeply damaging to their chances. The visitors chose to bat, but it would be Essex with the early joy. Compton in for Hamid and out for 11. Caught off the bowling of Siddle. Duckett went in the Aussies' next over, out LBW. Slater and Clark mounted a bit of a recovery. The pair picked their side up and played their way towards 50. But they couldn't get there. Slater was the third batsman to go, out LBW to Snater. Notts found their way to the 50 mark, but would see Clark depart. He walked off the field of his own volition after taking a heavy blow to the elbow. James and Mullaney rather shepherded their side through to the break from there. The session not the most straightforward for Notts. The score at lunch, 71 for 3. They resumed after lunch. The pair took a patient approach at the restart and the platform started to build. They moved past 100 with a Mullaney single off Harmer, and a few balls later, James tickled one for 4 to take the value of their partnership to 50 runs. Nottinghamshire had found some fluency. Essex locked out, and the middle order pair were giving their side a real platform now. 6 runs from the combative Mullaney was further indication that this wasn't the same Notts performance from the morning session. Their efforts took them to 150 runs. The mark reached when Mullaney found another boundary, and both men were now just a maximum away from a 50. The responsibility had been evenly shared, and there was time for both to get there. James first. He needed just a single off Cook, his great season continuing. And then Mullaney followed in the next over. A boundary characteristic of his innings thus far took the Notts veteran to his 50, scored off 135 balls. Tea came 2 overs later. The score at the break, 166 for 3. Notts not out of the woods yet, but well on their way. James wouldn't get much further after tea. The score up to 171, but the number 5 came unstuck against Siddle, caught at first slip for his 3rd wicket. Essex's touch had returned. No sooner had they removed James, they had Mullaney as well, clung onto by Cook off Snater. The sight of Clark returning to the middle after leaving the field for treatment was one Notts would be encouraged by. He and Moores built towards 200. But the wicketkeeper couldn't add more than 20 before he had to go, bowled by a swinging Cook delivery. Clark helped them to 200 runs, and the score kept ticking on. He and Patterson-White held firm when Essex looked dangerous. It wouldn't be long before Clark had his 50. 2 runs took him to the mark, a brave display after he'd returned following his injury. And he took the value of the 7th wicket to 50 runs too, with a single off Harmer. They batted their way to the cusp of 250 when the day was brought to a close. The score 248 for 6, and this tantalising match had yet to be grabbed by either side. Could one of them stamp their authority on the game on the second day of play?